The next scene we got coming up is from, it's called Cupid's Chokehold. This is another PS presentation by my good friends Sarah, Nicole, and Natalie. Give it up for
I want, no, not you. I want film school.
I met you before I knew you. Somewhere in the back of my mind, an ancient being frozen in eternity. Each inch preserved in milky amber, a jewel in the base of my spine. Light waves traveling through time and space, bleeding out into the world, a scream. A painting of pain, a wish that you would be here, but you were.
Before I knew who I was.
Before I knew who you were. Swimming in murky waters under a dead sky, you washed ashore, a shell of something real, something I could see.
Touch.
Hold. Those tiny little rocks filled mountains and across power lines and empty streets through tunnels. You came to see me where the dusk turns to dark, turns to nothing. That's where I found you. And as the sky turned that 6 a.m. gray,
my eyes closed. And from the tops of my eyelids, down to the vocals of my soul, a feeling of impulse, a feeling that takes control, that wraps its arms around the breath of my stomach. A grip so tight the feeling it leaves is atomic. Is it just an illusion, or maybe my conclusion as I close my eyes and I count the 5 as I realize, no, not hypnotized, that he, yes he, is too far away from me. I breathe, because when I see you, a reflection of myself appears. And if I am unable to see you, then my own vision becomes a little blurred. Blurred from my sight, but not from my memory. As my thoughts begin to flow of the love that you show from each continuous blow, your kisses rain on me like snow. Lost. Lost because happily ever after is what I envisioned us to be. But behind every ray of sunshine, there flows a host of trees. Trees of women springing up branches of ugly. Ugly of not them, but now how you make me the beast, the hope, the giant inside of me. Hope, smash, smash. I'm selfish, can't you see? My eyes turning green of how I allowed you to continue to treat me. Looking up at the clouds, breathing your air, being so full because you used to be there.
When the sky was so big, it was bigger than we could see. It was bigger than the parking lot we met in. The night my anxiety got the better of me, but it's getting smaller every time we catch the clouds in our eyes. It's shrinking down to window size, so we don't look outside. My bed is in the opposite corner so that the panes of glass can't remind me how small we've gotten. But somehow we managed to fill that room.
Drunk nights turned into lazy mornings. Hidden under the sheets, we crumpled at the foot of our bed. And we held each other's gazes until we couldn't tell whose was mine
and whose was yours.
And as the tears flooded, soaking the sheets into and drowning us into ourselves, we knew
that there would never be an autumn like the one last year.
It left us cold and shaking, praying for winter. That's when I left your memory in the doorway between borrowed bedrooms and hallways that grew longer than our hands could hold. They didn't break. They just faded like sunset to moon, so I never said goodbye. I just told you I'd see you that afternoon that the clock never made it to.
So I held you in my arms as you cried into my shirt each night, like your mother would have done. But she was too busy, so I held you. We conjoined as one, but the lines began to blur between us. But the lines began to blur between us. But the lines begin to blur between us. Caught blindside, an eruption of red volcano ashes filled my local arm and chest. Pissed, angry, mad, tired, no pulse, no air, J sparks, just breathless. Caught up, choked up, dose after dose of energy taken away from me, moving so quick that so still pop quiz, one thought, brain freeze, shots to the eyelids, cleft mash up. This feeling is so deep. I endure so much. Baggages and baggages. between my fortress.
Those tears became a storm cloud that poured sheets of rain on us, moat filling the dead space between us, a battle at a stalemate. We were at a standstill, and I told you,
You can't change it.
you can't tell the tide when to break.
You can't tell the dead when to die.
Into the deep dark blue with you, there are always things out of your control. Your no-fly zone, empty sky like hooks and pulleys.
Tugging me back to the ocean of all birth waves, following each molecule that's built the size of you
And me.
There were man-made mountains of guilt built between us that my words
In your arms.
were just too big for, and I hated those roads and the time they gave into, the car doors that didn't shut, the windshield wipers that never really cleared the rain away, the open-ended conversations that got left alongside those highways. I wanted to break the silence through those tinted windows.
Cracked open Chesterfield, I just can't understand why it's not okay for you to love me. Why you only want half of me, a piece of me, a bite of me, a mouth, cookie from teaspoon, a dose, a taste, a tease. Just not me, stupid me. I overdosed on you and found out I knew that you would kill me. Cause I'm sweating, tweaking, fiending, and I ain't never been this high. But damn, I love that feeling. Cause I'm making, breaking, shaking when I make it through the night. And now my body cold. And now my emotions are froze. And now I'm just thinking.
There are a million fish in the sea. Why me? I want to be free, frozen in the sea, falling asleep in ice, waiting to melt.
To flow back to that ocean and pick the salt from between my teeth. Push through the waves because the moon will have no power to make us move. And when I hold the cliff you left yourself on, I will relight stars from the sparks in my fingertips. I will cut our ghosts into tiny white flags that hang over every inch of our bodies. I will burn any book that failed to teach you that love. I have unhinged every bone from its rightful place in my body and set them free to ladder you up to where the moon is a little more friendly.
I promise to hold you forever, but I know how easy it is for an embrace to become a chokehold that becomes a death grip. These hands can crush the very things they hold dearest. You have to remember that the bones that built us are beautiful as they are fragile, and the light that bathes our faces could disappear at any moment.
We have to remember these things.
The rain that is cloaked in the dark blue of the night is only illuminated